A miracle can begin today if you listen to this word. If you're going through a difficult moment, stop and listen to me right now. Did you know there's a word in the Bible that can completely change the course of your life? A word so powerful that when Jesus spoke it, blind people began to see, paralytics walked, and even the dead came back to life. Today, I want to share this transforming word with you, the word that moves mountains. The word is faith. Faith is not just believing that God exists. Faith is not only going to church on Sundays. Jesus said in Mark 11:23, "If anyone says to this mountain, 'Be taken up and thrown into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says will happen, it will be done for him." Do you realize the strength of this promise? Jesus didn't say, "Maybe it will happen," or "God might do it." He said, "Everything you say will be done for you." What does it mean to not doubt? Let's be practical. Not doubting doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. Not doubting means having absolute certainty that God is greater than any situation you're facing. In the Bible, there was a man named Jairus. He was a respected religious leader, but his world collapsed when his only 12-year-old daughter became gravely ill. Imagine the despair of this father. He had status, money, influence, but none of that could save his daughter. But while Jesus was on his way to Jairus' house, devastating news came. "Don't trouble the teacher anymore. Your daughter is dead." At that moment, everything seemed lost. But Jesus said something powerful. "Do not fear, only believe." And what happened? Jesus entered the house, took the girl by the hand, and said, "Little girl, get up." And she came back to life. The lesson for your life. Why am I telling you this story? Because maybe today you feel like Jairus. But I want to tell you the same thing Jesus told Jairus. Do not fear, only believe. True faith begins exactly when everything seems impossible. How to activate this faith in your life? Now you may be asking, but how do I do this? How do I activate this powerful faith in my life? Let me give you practical steps. Before asking for anything, you need to know who you are speaking to. He is the same God who created the entire universe just by speaking. Step 2. Declare His promises. The Bible is full of promises for your life. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23:1. All things work together for the good of those who love God. Romans 8:28. Begin declaring these promises over your life, not as an empty mantra, but with the certainty that God is faithful to fulfill every word. Step 3. Act as if you've already received. Jesus said, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." Mark 11:24. Notice the tense. Believe that you have received. Not that you might receive, but that you already have. That means start acting, speaking, and living as someone who has already been blessed by God. Faith is not a feeling. Faith is a decision, but it's exactly in those moments that your faith is tested and strengthened. He is preparing something far greater than you can imagine. Let me share some real testimonies of how faith transformed lives. Maria had been unemployed for 8 months. Bills were piling up and she saw no way out, but she applied these principles. Every day she thanked God for the job she didn't yet have. Within 2 weeks, she received 3 job offers. John had an illness doctors said was incurable, but he chose to believe God's promises. He declared healing over his life daily. 6 months later, medical tests showed no trace of the disease. Anna's marriage was destroyed. Her husband had already left home, but she prayed and believed for restoration. Today, years later, they have one of the strongest marriages I know. These aren't isolated cases. These are examples of what happens when someone decides to truly believe God's promises. Maybe you're reading this and thinking about your mountain, that problem that seems impossible, that situation that keeps you awake at night, that door that never seems to open. Stop focusing on the size of the problem and start focusing on the size of your God. Did you know Jesus performed more miracles through people's faith than through his own prayers? The woman with the issue of blood was healed because she believed and touched Jesus. The Canaanite woman's daughter was freed because she persisted in faith. God has already done his part. He already provided everything you need through Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until you feel better. Don't wait until circumstances change. Tell him you choose to believe, that you choose to trust. Remember, faith is not the absence of doubt. Faith is the decision to believe despite doubts. Faith is not the absence of problems. Faith is the certainty that God is greater than all problems. If you truly apply what I shared today, your life will never be the same. Relationships that were dead will be restored. What he did for others, he wants to do for you too. Believe it. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on the channel Living Word Today, I share powerful biblical teachings that will strengthen your faith and accelerate your miracles. These are revelations that can revolutionize not only your spiritual life, but your entire existence. I'll be waiting for you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. so we can continue this journey of faith and miracles together.